Welcome to Backyard Bows. Hey, welcome to Backyard Bows. I'm Brandon, and today we're going to take a look at the Wipper Snapper by Spot-Hogg. So we've been doing a ton of releases lately. This one falls right there in the economic category where it's just really well priced and something that you can use and rely on. You have 4 options of this same release. So you have either a 4-finger or a 3-finger, and you have either a closed neck or an open neck. And you can mix and match those options. They range from around $100 to $120. So for right around $100, you can get a really nice, well-made, durable, reliable release. And there's a couple things about this that is just my favorite. So one, the thickness and finish of this is just extremely comfortable to your hands. I went with the 4-finger. It has more of a straight across feel to it. I love this. If you do like a 3-finger and you bought the 4-finger one, you can always tuck that finger behind. All options, this feels really great. I love that it has the closed neck. Now it has the open neck option like you see on my Spot-Hogg wrist release that I use with the BOA strap. That one has an open neck, and I really do like that, but I like for a handheld release for it to have a closed neck, because honestly, you can just hook it on there, and like we all know, you can kind of leave it on your D-loop if you need to. The one thing I do love about this is that it's such a simple attaching mechanism. You push that thumb barrel forward, it kind of moves that hook, and it will guide your D-loop into a locking position. It kind of grabs it. I love that. It's really simple, easy, and if you're in a time-sensitive situation, this thing is really, really efficient to kind of get on there quickly. And unless you make the tension really, really sensitive, once you lock it out, it stays there. There's one thing that you can alter on this, and that is the tension. So you can make it really, really sensitive, or you can bump it up and make it you know, nice and firm. And when you do that, then you will start to see a little bit of travel, but that's not something that you can adjust. It's something that just kind of varies with where you set that tension setting. I love the finish on this. It's nice and slick. I love the slenderness to it. It fits in your hand really well. This is one of the best ones that feels in my hand. I love how simple it is. I keep this one in shop when I'm tuning a bow, when I'm sighting in a sight, when I'm setting up a bow. This one I just leave here on the counter, and if I'm ripping a lot of shots here inside, this thing is just so nice and easy to use. I would also use this in the field. But let's go ahead, let's get outside and we'll sling a couple. So now we'll shoot a couple here on camera. We got a bore at 30, bucks at 35. Something else that you can adjust on this is the thumb barrel slightly. It moves 2 different holes, and then it actually rolls and kind of pivots in a circle just enough for different hand sizes and kind of like a different feeling. But not as much as we saw in some of the other ones. But I love the tension on this. Usually I like kind of a medium tension, but with this one, I had it, I think, on the lighter side. That's just what felt best with this one. And it'll vary from release to release, kind of how you set it up with the tension and the travel. But this one I kind of had it real touchy, which is not something I usually do, but that's what felt nice. Man, I'm telling you, there's something about, I love the way this feels in your hand. For a lighter release, I think it's one of the best feeling ones. And then just for being a really simple mechanism, it's very smooth. I would say that Spot-Hogg wrist release that I use with the BOA strap with kind of the open hook, I think that's one of the smoothest wrist releases you can get. And this is very, very similar. Let's shoot one last one. I could shoot this thing all day. Now where I use this thing, you know, this is mine, I keep it in-house. I use it a lot inside. When I'm sighting in a bow, when I'm sighting in a sight, when I'm tuning a bow, when I'm setting one up, and I'm just slinging an absolute massive amount of arrows inside, I just keep this right on the counter, and this is what I'll use. It's just simple, it's easy, I can work, and I have something on my wrist that I'm taking on and off, but I love this one for kind of that, you know, just to kind of use for that. But this is also one that I think I'd feel really comfortable taking in the field. All right, so awesome price points on these. Like I said, $100 to $120. If you're somebody who has a set budget, you know, you've put some good thought into it, and you're like, man, I don't have any wiggle room. This is what I can spend, you know. And if it's around $100 and you want something really nice, quality, well made, I love Spot-Hogg. I love everything about Spot-Hogg. Their sights, their releases, man, very, very smooth for such a simple mechanism. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that some of the other ones seem, but performing wise, as you just see, I think it's extremely smooth, open hook or closed hook. I love both of them. Hit the links below, check them out. I'll put all 4 versions on the links below, so go ahead, check them out. These are fantastic. Again, Spot-Hogg, I am probably one of the pieces of equipment I have put to the test more than anything. That wrist release that I have inside, 3 years running, that thing has been shot thousands of times and it still performs just like it did the very first time. So especially this one, man, you put a little WD-40 on these things, they start getting a little sticky, put a little WD-40 on them, and these things, I mean, they last. They're very solid. Great releases here. Hey, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, leave us a comment. I love interaction. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have so much more to come. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook for updates of anything else that we're gonna review. If there's something that you're interested in, hit those links below and check them out. And make sure, no matter what your setup is, what bow you're shooting, get your reps in on the daily. We'll see you next week.